Hello and welcome to Knowing Woman Tarot. I am Kendra B, coming to you from beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. And today is August 31st. We are here at the end of this beautiful month. It's been very eventful for me. I don't know how it went for you guys. Definitely leave me a comment and let me know how your August treated you. You know, as far as Leo season transitioning into Virgo season, just let me know what's been going on with you guys. I would love to hear. I will say that for me, I had a lot of issues around relationships, and it's something that I feel like we are all being asked to examine at this time. So I'll ask you, how are you doing with your relationships right now? Do you feel like there are rifts in your relationships? Do you feel like there are people that you may have cut off that you're starting to revisit and, think about those relationships and how you acted and what you did? I am inviting you to have this conversation with me because I'm nosy and I really be wanting to know, because I know I'm not the only person be over here struggling. And by struggling, I mean doing my spiritual work with my ancestors, having a good ass time, and, sometimes crying at night. All right, so Virgos, we are here for beautiful Virgos today. And I have 3 cards out that I pulled before we started rolling camera. And like I said, it's giving balance in relationships, balance in how we operate within, the sector of relationships, whether it's your mother, your father, a girlfriend, your children. I'm starting to learn that it is very difficult to maneuver relationships that you were once in once you start growing into a new person. For me personally, I feel like it's easier for me to make my choices amongst myself, if that makes sense. Like if I'm home and I have to make a decision whether to deal with, someone that may be difficult for me at this time as far as a relationship, I can choose to be like, I'm not going to allow that energy in today. I'm not going to allow this or that to go said, or, I'll step away. Let me just say that I've gotten really good at separating myself from certain situations that don't feel good to me. But now that I've kind of got into the groove of doing that, the next step is, okay, how do you step into communicating in a more positive way with people, from your past? Because essentially when you start doing your work and you're starting to become a different person, the people in your circle haven't moved much. They're very comfortable being who they've always been and operating how they've always operated. So it can feel like a vortex sometimes. It's like you find your way out and you're starting to learn how to do new and awesome things and to move forward and make better decisions and have better boundaries. But you can't stay away forever. I think that's what I'm saying. You can't stay away forever. You're going to have to interact with people who are still interacting in the way that they see fit, right? So once you go back over there into that energy, do you get sucked in? Do you get triggered? Do you run away? Do you shut down? Now is the time, Virgo Collective. Now is the time, Virgo Collective, that you are going to have to, I'm not going to even say have to, you're having an opportunity to be brave. You're having an opportunity to communicate differently just from your own being. It may not be accepted. It may not be, I feel like a lot of my fears are coming out here, guys. Oh my God, is this how y'all are feeling? Like I'm getting this feeling of, feeling like you've had a leveling up as far as your communication and your emotional stability. And now you're wanting to go back and have some conversations that have needed to been had. But it's scary. And you got your new box of tools. Yeah, you got your new box of tools. but it's going to be a little scary actually using them on this old dilapidated house that you call your family, friends, associates, whatever, whoever it is. So that's what I'm getting so far. I'll let you see the cards that came out. We got them bones, and this is equivalent to judgment in regular tarot. So as you can see, she is very shocked at what she finds out at this reading. She's having a reading with, you know, a priestess or shaman of some sort, and she's very shocked at what she's come to find. And then we got these two little guys here. I love these two little guys together because he's giving total Virgo vibes. Like, he is a vivacious mind. He is eager to learn. He's learned so many new things, and he wants to put them to work, honey. This is Virgo season altogether. These two are definitely, like, this is the Virgo season altogether, and this is what she is trying to bring into the collective right now. You know, she wants to bring out that spirit of working it out and using these beautiful tools that you have. Spirit is here with you. This little boy here just reminds me of remembering that life is here to take care of you. You're special. You're beautiful just the way you are. You know exactly what spirit can do. So you can be confident in knowing that when you set up to go out and make a new set of rules and put them to use, this spirit is with you. Spirit is with you in doing that. You just take them right along across that bridge with you. So I'm going to call this reading Crossing the Bridge. Crossing back over that old bridge, because a lot of you walked away from some things. You may have left your childhood home. You may have walked away from a relationship. You may have stopped talking to a parent. But you had to get away. You had to get away to basically just strengthen up your own individual, independent voice. You wanted to have some time to where you could collect your own thoughts and make your own decisions and really feel stable in doing that without feeling triggered, or, you know, because when you're trying to do your work around people, especially a group, a family, that energy is so heavy. The energy of family is so heavy because you have so many different energies operating. And we're even talking about ancestral energy, because we got mommy and daddy and Uncle Joe and Peter and, you know, Aunt Sue. We got all these people here living and interacting in a certain way. And then we have an ancestral, you know, spiral of the past right on top of that shit. So it does become a bit like a vortex, but I feel like, sweet Virgo, you are getting ready to go back up into this vortex. You getting ready to go back and revisit some things. And I believe in you. It's new, it's fresh, but I believe in you. All right, so what does Virgo have going for them in this pursuit and this crossing of the bridge? The baskets. You now understand, two of baskets. You now understand that in order for relationships to work, everybody has to come with their full basket. Everybody has to come with their full basket. But here's the problem. You getting ready to cross back over a bridge into some energy where people ain't got their own full basket. Them baskets looking real fucked up. Them baskets is falling apart. Them baskets got 2-3 peas in them. Some people got fucking baseballs in their goddamn basket. Some people got fucking cockroaches in their basket. Like, some people's baskets is just overgrown with bullshit. Some people's baskets is rotten. Some people's baskets is empty. And what do you do in that situation? How do you relate? How do you relate? What's crossing this energy, Spirit? What's crossing this energy? What is the big obstacle is what I want to know. Dr. Grant. I'm going to read him. Major Arcana. The number 9. It's a very independent spirit. It's a very independent spirit, just knowing that you know what you're doing. You're capable of doing what you're doing. And if you put your head down and you work really hard at something, you know you're going to succeed, Virgo. It's almost this feeling like, maybe I don't need them. Maybe I don't need them. But something in me is saying, what if you do? And not even that you need them, but what you need is to be able to communicate effectively. What you need is to be able to stand in your own energy and to not be overwhelmed by triggers and overly empathic of other people's emotions to the point where you are pulled off of your center. I'm getting loner vibes. But you're tired of being alone. I can tell. I can tell you're tired of being alone. So what are you going to do? And subconsciously, what is it? What is it? We got the 10 of Sticks. And you got the 3 of Baskets. I'm getting this feeling of judgment yet again. I'm getting this feeling of someone standing on high and being very judgmental of the people that they've separated themselves from. This feels very emotional. I feel like the people in your family, Virgo, because this is feeling like a family issue. The people in your family don't seem to have an issue amongst each other. They're very happy. And from the outside looking in, it looks like they're happy being how they are, and it looks like they're relating better than what they are doing. You know in your heart that they're not. You know in your heart that they're not. There's a part of you that's very hurt that you're not sitting at the table with this family. There's a part of you that knows that it's not a healthy environment, but there's still another part of you that is hurt that you're not at this table. And behind that hurt comes judgment. Right after the hurt comes judgment. You need to be like this. You need to do that. If you would only, if I could just get you to. Virgo, there's going to have to be some acceptance. I don't quite know what that looks like. Oof. I don't quite know what that looks like for you, Virgo. That acceptance. But judge ye not is what I'm getting. There's a judgment that you're holding against your family that is going to have to be examined. I want to ask, why can't you just love them for how they are? But it just seems overly simplified. You're still angry. And I feel like you're still blaming. But don't allow this feeling to get you down. Because this is a part of the process. We started out our reading with 2 suns, which are equivalent to knights in the original tarot decks. So we're talking about fresh new energy. We're talking about a new way of moving and being. We're talking about leveling up. And when you do level up, you still have to get your legs about you. You still got to find your wobble. You still got to find your groove and find your niche, but you're on the right path. But the thing that's going to be needing to come out next is this judgment, this blame, and this hurt This is going to be the next thing you're going to have to address, Virgo. What are you blaming your family for? I don't want that. Or do I? Gather your resources now, for they will sustain you through coming change. Yes. Yes. Everything that you've learned in your solitude, everything that you've learned in your shadow work, everything that you've learned from just really focusing on this new life that you're trying to build for yourself, hold that very close. And I'm getting the sense that you need to be very compassionate. Everything that you've learned over the last year, year and a half, as long as you've been doing your work, it's about to lead up to a reunion, I'm feeling. But before we have this reunion, you're going to have to address your... And for some reason, I'm being told to call it a reintroduction. It's not a reunion. It's a reintroduction. And before you are reintroduced into the situation, you're going to want to really examine the blame and the judgment that you're carrying for these people. Instead of focusing on them, focus on yourself for just a little while. So your mama was angry. She may have drank too much. Your daddy was distant. All these things that they are doing that have been hurtful to you have nothing to do with you. It's like you want them to acknowledge your hurt and you want them to acknowledge your pain, but what if they never do? What if they never, ever do? Are you strong enough to be okay? Are you strong enough to stand up straight and hold your shoulders back and proceed in becoming the person that you're destined to become? Or will you remain hunched over, pointing the finger, bitter, blaming? There's a new way waiting for you. There's a new way waiting for you. Three of Knives. Yeah, so this could have been recent. Virgo. The pit of my stomach. Oh my gosh. It's up high. The pit of my stomach is just like feeling all of this. For some of you, it's a secret about your grandfather. For some of you, you could have a grandfather coming through for you ancestrally as far as a protective source. I feel like there's been a masculine presence around you as you've been doing this work, and it's been very protective. And it's giving grandpa vibes. Let's talk about the blame. Dr. Buzzard, that's justice. I feel like you understand something better now. There's an understanding that you had with a relative or ancestor, preferably an older male. That's the energy I'm getting. It could be different. But I feel like there was a rift or a family secret surrounding this man. Something that you didn't know very well that just recently you may have gotten a lot more information on. And it's starting to change your views a little bit. And it's starting to make you feel like you need to reach back into the family. I feel like it's making you want to be closer to your family. And it's making you want to get more resolve within your family. Yeah, I feel like you're going to be a leader in healing some portion of something in your family, Virgo. That's why it's so important that you can't go up in there, up in your feelings and in your chest, in that 5-year-old child energy of hurt and wishing you had been dealt a different hand and wishing that something. I'm just getting this me baby vibe. Like, you just, I don't want you to go in there stomping your feet and crying and think that that's gonna miraculously get them to care about how you feel, because they don't care. They can't care. They're wrapped up in their own bullshit. But you are blessed right now. You are blessed that you can see past this bullshit. You're blessed that you've been elevated out of this bullshit. But now it's time for you to exercise compassion. And that is really difficult when you're still dealing with issues of hurt, pain, and blame. Courting. We got a relationship coming too. That's so beautiful, Virgo. Like, this issue that you have with your family, it's coming back up. It's coming up to be healed. When you, oh my goodness. I'm getting excited for you guys. It's like I'm feeling everything that's happening for you spiritually. This is a big deal. It seems like something that is, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm sorry. I might need to get my fan. Let me just fan myself. It's a lot riding on this line right here, okay? You going back and dealing with people who have not changed in 1 ounce of a way is the test. It's not about if we gonna make these relationships A1 and perfect and if everybody gonna sing kumbaya. It's about what you gonna do. How are you going to act and react when you get in this situation? Because you might walk up out of there, you might not never speak to them again. But the way you act and the way you react, Virgo, like, you gonna prove to yourself that you have grown, and you gonna see how far you've come. And I feel like it's going to be lifted off your shoulders. All of this pain and all this heavy shit that you're dealing from your family is going to be lifted off of you so you can move forward. Off into the sunset. And you're not leaving your family. You're actually bringing that family with you. But in a more positive way. You're keeping the family, but you're dropping the baggage. And I feel like the two of you can actually bring your family together. Imagine if this person that you're about to meet is doing the same exact work that you're doing. That if they're about to go through the same exact test that you're about to go through. That's what it feels like. You guys are doing this together. And I need you to have enough strength. And I need you to be brave enough to do it, because your counterpart is having to do it as well. Y'all are doing this together even though you don't know each other and you've never met. This is why it'd be so hard for me to get in front of this camera and do these readings, because, oh, my whole body. I don't see how people do this daily. Miss Ida and our subconscious. Yeah. You were born into this family for a reason. You were always an odd little child. You was always speaking the spirit even when you did not know it. You were initiated very early. It's almost like you're the chosen one. And I don't mean like this exalted, special person whose ego has to get out of whack because you've been chosen to do something. Because there's a lot of responsibility involved. And we as a family, everybody in this group, we're a union. We're a unit, right? You just happen to be at the helm of this process that's taking place right now. You just happen to be the star in this particular play. So you don't have to get overly up in your head and let your ego get flared up about it, because just be careful not to let your self-righteous nature come into play and feel like you're above and beyond this family, because you're not. No one's asking you to condemn your family. Nobody's asking you to punish your family. What people are asking you to do, and when I say people, I mean them spirit guides, honey, these cosmic streets. What they're asking is that you show compassion, and that even though you're down here and they're up here relating in the way that they know, that you hold space for them and you hold love for them, and you're compassionate and you're not judgmental towards them, because you've learned to be happy with yourself. You've learned that this ain't got nothing to do with you. So you found peace. Now, when you find true peace, you don't have to go back and be like, see, look at my bitch ass family. They love to argue. They love to argue. Look at them. You don't have to do that, because you've gained a level of compassion that says they are them and I am me, and I bless this whole entire situation. I bless this entire lineage. God bless them. If you want to be over there throwing shit like zooed up monkeys, do it. It don't make me no never mind, because you're doing exactly what you want to be doing. And guess what? I can be down here doing my work and being happy and smiling and be okay with that. I don't have to carry any of this bullshit y'all are carrying. External factors. We got Father Sims. Father Sims. Is that the High Priestess? 10, 14, 5. I'm hungry. Let's read. Father Sims, number 14. Father Sims, number 14. I'm going to read a little bit of this courting card too, since I'm just passing by this. For there are 3 that testify, the spirit and the water and the blood, and these 3 agree. A couple is walking down the road holding hands. They are oblivious to the judgment of the 2 elders watching them, because they're so into each other. It's clear from her facial expression that the woman's grandma isn't as enthused about the match as his appears to be. And it's funny, because I ain't been watching nothing lately but damn Family or Fiance. And that's exactly what this feels like. Like, there are going to be some relationships forming, and Spirit doesn't want the baggage of the family drama, which is in each of us. We got to deal with it. We got a little taste. Everybody got poured a little something up out of the same bag. We just got to take it how we got it and deal with it in a positive way. Okay? So this relationship is getting ready to come together, Virgo. You want this. I know you do. You've been waiting on a beautiful and positive connection. So if this person is not here in front of you right now, wonderful, because you have time to get your shit together. Focus on it and get that shit together with you and your family. All right. Though this card is certainly about love and romance, it doesn't have to be. There are many different types of relationships, as well as unspoken contracts that keep them together. We are all giving our attention to someone or something. When courting comes up in a reading, it is asking you to appraise the value of your attachments in terms of your individual long-term goals. Will continuing to engage with that person, those people, or that thing help advance you or your reputation among the kind of people you respect or with whom you want to do business? Will their presence help or harm your efforts to attain the life you visualize? It sounds like a housekeeping. Like, before this new relationship comes in, there needs to be some housekeeping, because we still got some things that are disturbing the peace. But you know what they say about housekeeping? Start on your own front door. You got to sweep around, sweep around. Oh, wait. I was going to read Father Sims. Whoopsie. Who gives this wisdom or gives the rooster understanding? That's the Bible verse. I don't know what that means. Who gives this wisdom? Wait, who gives the ibis wisdom or gives the rooster understanding? I don't know what an ibis is, but that's Job 38:36. Father Sims is dressed in the purple satin robe in which he liked to work. The rooster represents him, and the two streams of water represents his baptism as a two-headed doctor. Hoodoo, that is good and bad work. Father George Sims, born Joe Watson and nicknamed the Frizzly Rooster, was a preacher and root worker from New Orleans. They called him the Frizzly Rooster because many people kept at least one chicken in the backyard for the sole purpose of scratching up any roots that may have been placed there by an enemy. I used to hear that growing up. You put the chicken out in the yard, see if it scratch anything up. When Father Sims comes up in a reading, it's asking you to review your position regarding your inquiry. If you've taken an extreme or one-sided position, now's the time to consider things from a more balanced perspective. I do feel that all of the Aquarius placements that are happening right now in the cosmos are lending to gaining a better intellectual understanding of our emotional attachments. Because it is going to take a little bit of detachment in order for you to acknowledge these emotional ties that you still have with your family. And so you can clean them up. This is what codependence is about. Like, you don't have to be emotionally intertwined with your family all the time. You don't have to get on the phone with your sister and then all of a sudden your mood go down because all she want to talk about is her 5 kids and how they ain't got no food and how they ain't got no, So the detachment of Aquarius is very much needed right now in this moment for you, Virgo. Just a little bit of detachment will get you a long way. But as you stand back, you just watch that pointing finger, okay? Watch that judgment. That's all. Just look at it. I ain't saying you can change it overnight, but just make yourself aware if it happens to, rear its ugly head. Hopes and fears for the Virgo. Hopes and fears. Hopes and fears for my Virgo. Hopes and fears for my Virgo. We got the daughter of sticks. Yeehaw, giddy up and go. You don't want no altercation. You don't want no confrontation. But what you do want is to stand up for yourself. There's a fine line. Your hope is that you are able to stand your ground, be firm, stick with the person that you are becoming, not slip off into old ways once you get back around, the bag of triggers called your family. But you can stand your ground and you can have a positive outcome without an argument or an uprising. But the only way you can do that is, again, check your triggers. Be aware of your triggers. Work on that right now. Step back a little bit. Be a little bit detached. Understand, first of all, that everything that your family is going through is something that they chose. Because isn't that a part of starting to do your own spiritual work as far as like shadow work and inner child work? Like, the first thing you have to realize is that you made a set of choices in your life. Now, your parents may have equipped you with some fucked up tools when it comes to, making choices. But at the end of the day, you made the choices. So you got the consequences. And it just helps you to realize that you cannot hold them accountable forever for giving you a bag of tools that was trash. Like, that's all they knew how to give. What was they supposed to do? Was you going to go back and do it different? You going to press the rewind button? No. You have to let it go and say, you know what, family? Here I am with this bag of tools that I don't know how to use. But you know what? I'm an adult and I'm going to actually open the bag and look at it. I can't consistently be mad with you because you gave me a fucked up bag. I'm going to take this bag because it's the only bag I got. I'm going to open it. I'm going to pull everything out. I'm going to acknowledge and I'm going to accept it as me. Once you start doing that, it makes it easier for you to accept that same bag in your mama and your daddy and your brothers and your sisters. Focus on you, Virgo. Give me an outcome for this gorgeous Virgo. The Two of Sticks. This is a great sign. The Two of Sticks. Look at those emotional waters he's getting ready to cross. And who is he depending on to get across there? Them two sticks, that balance. You've achieved a form of balance within yourself, and if you haven't, this is what Virgo season is bringing for you. This is the gift that Virgo season wants to drop off for you. Is to know that you have within you what it takes to cross these emotional waters. It's scary, but you're not alone. Let's read Two of Sticks. I'm so hungry. The man in the card depicts Dr. Sandy Jenkins, the root worker who gave Frederick Douglass a root to protect him from being abused by a sadistic overseer. Douglass was never bothered by the man again. Here, Sandy is shown gazing out at the St. Miles River in Maryland. The positive meaning is partnerships, planning for the future, speaking your mind, progress, new inventions, ambition, being unafraid to go against the grain, deciding to travel or move overseas, and the power to persuade and influence people. Wow. Wow is all I have to say, because when I look at this card, I don't see you crossing that river and that being it. Like, you literally laid a path walking up to this river. You got on that unbeaten path with your sticks and you paved the way through so that your family, should they choose to, they now know that they have a path, and you trailblazed it. It's crazy. And once you cross that water, it's over, bro. Like, you're going to be on more stable ground. You're going to get your footing. It's going to be more sure-footed is the word that I'm getting. But you can't be afraid of what you're leaving behind. You can't try to control what your family's going to do. You can't try to bring them with you. You just got to trust that God will put them on the path. But this is beautiful work. I'm proud of you, Virgo. And usually I'm very mean to you guys. Usually my Virgo readings go a little more, you know. Where are you being called to journey to? Is your guidance card. Where are you being called to journey to? I know exactly where you're being called to journey to. That unbeaten path, the scary, dark road. That's where. All out there by yourself. All out there by yourself. All right. Wait, that's not right. What was it, 88? I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong number. 98. All right. The Celtic word Imrama means a journey of the soul, a voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. If you pull this card, you are either being called on a soul journey or are already on one. It could be to a physical ancient place or metaphoric. When we journey to places that our soul remembers, a shift takes place, both within us and to the planet as well. You are being called to journey to a place that is sacred to your soul. Perhaps it is to journey to the world's sacred sites, or called to cross the country, climb a mountain, lie on the desert floor, or drink from an ancient well. There are places to see and old friends to meet. I see spontaneous pilgrimages in your future. If a physical voyage isn't possible, journey through the portal of your heart. Follow the invisible soul trail and be willing to explore. Maybe read a book or watch a movie about a sacred time or place. Or perhaps you are being called to study an ancient lineage or a body of work. Whatever your circumstances, your soul is ready to journey deep. Virgo, thank you so much for being here with me and giving me this message, even though my neck hurts, like all of this hurts. And just, I thank you. I thank you for coming and just getting the message. Definitely give me a like, drop me a comment, share, subscribe if you like. But I look forward to a great month for you guys, a great September. And I wish you guys all the best luck in the world, okay? Be blessed, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.